God gives His best side He gives, the best things, very best things He gives. Never disclosing or showing His suffering, God He endures, waiting in silence. Not cold or numb, not a sign of weakness. God's essence and His love are always selfless. God gives His best side He gives, the best things, very best things He gives. For all mankind He suffers, bearing quietly He gives His best. Never disclosing or showing His suffering, God He endures, waiting in silence. This is the expression of His essence and disposition, of who He really is, the creator of all things. God gives His best side He gives, the best things, very best things He gives. For all mankind He suffers, bearing quietly He gives His best. His best side He gives, the best things, very best things He gives. For all mankind He suffers, bearing quietly He gives, bearing quietly He gives His best. He gives His best.
From the moment you come crying into this world, you begin to perform your duty in the plan and ordination of God. You assume your role and begin the journey of life. the day man came into existence, God has been steady in His work, managing this universe and directing the change and movement of all things. Like all things, man quietly and unknowingly receives the nourishment of the sweetness and rain and dew from God. Like all things, man unknowingly lives under the orchestration of God's hand. The heart and spirit of man are held in the hand of God, and all the life of man is beheld in the eyes of God, regardless of whether or not you believe this. Any and all things, living or dead, will shift, change, renew, and disappear according to God's thoughts. This is how God rules over all
A long time ago, God came to the human world, endured the same sufferings as man. He has lived with man for many years. None has discovered His existence. He silently endured the misery of the world, carrying out the work He's brought with Him. For the will of God the Father and the needs of mankind, He has suffered pain never seen by man, serving them quietly, humble before them, for the Father's will and the needs of man. Because God's work requires Him to act and speak directly, because there is no way for man to help. God has endured great pain on earth to do
suffered pain never seen by man, serving them quietly, humble before them, for the Father's will and the needs of man. For the will of God the Father and the needs of mankind, He has suffered pain never seen by man, serving them quietly, humble before them, for the Father's will and the needs of man. For the needs of man.
God does His work by Himself. He sets His work in motion. He brings it to pass, concludes it at last, for He's in control of it all. God does His work by Himself. He's planned all that must be done. He manages it, every single bit, and brings it to fruition. Oh, in the Bible, God Himself once said, He is the beginning, He is the end, He is the sower, the reaper too. He is the beginning, He is the end, He is the sower, the reaper too. God manages all by Himself. His plan reigns 6,000 years. No man can work like God can, for He's in control of it all. Oh, in the Bible, God Himself once said, He is the beginning, He is the end, He is the sower, the reaper too. He is the beginning, He is the end, He is the sower, the reaper too. God created the world. He will lead it to the light. He'll bring this age to an end and fulfill His plan outright. God created the world. He will lead it to the light. He'll bring this age to an end and fulfill His plan outright. Oh, in the Bible, God Himself once said, He is the beginning, He is the end, He is the sower, the reaper too. He is the beginning, He is the end, He is the sower, the reaper too. He is
before Him so they can receive gifts from Him. Yet man still keeps his distance. No wonder no one knows Him. When God shines throughout the universe, man begins to reflect deeply. They come before God's presence and bow down on their knees and worship God. This is the day of God's glory, of God's return and His leaving. This is the day of God's glory, of God's return and His leaving. Oh, God's begun His work among men, and His last plan across the world. Anyone who does not pay a heed, merciless punishment they will surely taste. This is not God's heart being cold. This is just a step of His plan, which must be followed by all things. This is a fact no one can ever change. People on earth will yield to God, obedient as the angels are. No wish to oppose or rebel. This is God's work throughout the world. When God started His work formally, all people moved after Him. The universe gets busy with God. The world rejoices, people are stirred. The great red dragon is in a spin. It serves God against its own will. It cannot follow its own wish, but has to obey the control of God. The dragon is foil of God's plan. God's enemy and His servant to complete His last stage of work. God is incarnated
God has become flesh, shakes the religious world, upsets the religious order, and stirs up the souls of all who long for God's appearance. Who does not marvel at this? Who does not long to see God? God has spent years among men, but man is simply unaware of this. Today God himself has appeared to renew his old love with man. After he left from Judea, God vanished without a trace. People long to see him again, but never have they expected to reunite with him here and today. How could this not bring back memories of the past 2,000 years ago? Simon, son of Jonah, met Lord Jesus and ate with the Lord at the same table. Years of following deepened his love for him. He loved Jesus to the bottom of his heart. God has spent years among men, but man is simply unaware of this. Today God himself has appeared to renew his old love with man, to renew his old love with man.
The incarnate God, he brings to an end the age when only Jehovah's back was seen. He also concludes the age of belief when in vagueness God was perceived. The work of the last incarnate God brings man to a more practical age. The work he does brings all mankind to a more pleasant and realistic time. He ends the age of vagueness. He concludes the age when man wished to see God's face but was unable to back then. He ends man's service to Satan. To a new age man is led. All this is achieved by the work of God in the flesh instead of God's Spirit alone. not only ends the age of law and doctrine, he shows man a God who is real, a God who is normal, righteous and holy, who unlocks the management plan, who demonstrates the mysteries, the destination of mankind, who made man and ends the management work, who has been hidden for thousands of years. He ends the age of vagueness, he concludes the age when man wished to see God's face but was unable to back then. He ends man's service to Satan, to a new age man is led. All this is achieved by the work of God in the flesh. Oh, he ends the age of vagueness, he concludes the age when man wished to see God's face but was unable to back then. He ends man's service to Satan, to a new age man is led. All this is achieved by the work of God in the flesh. All this is achieved by the work of God in the flesh, instead of God's Spirit alone.
God has come to earth to make real the words. The Word become flesh, and so issues the words through his flesh. It's unlike the time of Moses in Old Testament. Words were spoken straight by God from the sky. The supreme meaning of God's incarnation is that the work of the Spirit's accomplished through the flesh and the words. This is the true meaning of the Word become flesh and the Word's appearance in the flesh. Next, all of his words will be fulfilled during the age of millennial kingdom. The words will become facts that men all would see, and they'll behold them with no disparity. The supreme meaning of God's incarnation is that the work of the Spirit's accomplished through the flesh and the words. This is the true meaning of the Word become flesh and the Word's appearance in the flesh. Only God can speak the Spirit's will. Only God in the flesh can speak on his behalf. God's words are made plain in God incarnate. Everyone else is guided by them. No one is exempt, all lie within this scope. Only from these utterances people come to know. To believe utterances will come from heaven. is that the work of the Spirit's accomplished through the flesh and the words. This is the true meaning of the Word become flesh and the Word's appearance in the flesh. The supreme meaning of God's incarnation is that the work of the Spirit's accomplished through the flesh and the words. This is the true meaning of the Word become flesh and the Word's appearance in the flesh.
Incarnate God of the last days, ends the age of grace and speaks words which perfect and enlighten, words which rid vague notions of God from the heart of man.
Jesus walked on a path that was different. He did miracles and healed the sick, preached the gospel of the kingdom of heaven, and was crucified to redeem all people.
So man conceived a notion that this is how God will always be. God, incarnate of the last days, fulfills and reveals all with words. In His words you see what He is. In His words you see that He is God. Incarnate God of the last days, rids vague notions of God from the heart of man. Through His words and deeds, He works amongst all people. So man knows the reality of God, not believing in a God that's vague. Through the words of God in the flesh, He completes man and fulfills all things. This is the work God will achieve in the very end of the days. God, incarnate of the last days, fulfills and reveals all with words. In His words you see what He is. In His words you see that He is God. God in flesh speaks only words, as this is His work on earth. You can see all He is through His words. Mighty, humble, supreme. God in flesh speaks only words, as this is His word Man's fate and the universe are tightly intertwined. With the Creator's sovereignty, they're inseparably tied to His authority and all He orchestrates. And through the laws of everything, man comes to understand the power of His sovereignty and arrangements by His hand. With all He dominates and all He orchestrates, through the rules of survival, through the fates of all things, man knows how God rules everything. His power reigns supreme. No creature can violate God's sovereignty. No force can change things destined by God. It's through His laws that life lives and propagates. Age after age, this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth of His authority. And through life cycles of all things, man truly comes to see all of God's arrangements and how they exceed all earthly laws, and indeed they beat all other forces. Through the rules of survival, through the fates of all things, man knows how God rules everything. His power reigns supreme. No creature can violate God's sovereignty. No force can change things destined by God. It's through His laws that life lives and propagates. Age after age, this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth of His authority. Through the rules of survival, through the fates of all things, man knows how God rules everything. His power reigns supreme. No creature can violate God's sovereignty. No force can change things destined by God. It's through His laws that life lives and propagates. Age after age, this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth of His authority. Though man sees through objective laws, God's rule ordination of all things. How many grasp the principle of His rule of the universe? How many can know and submit to His control of their fate? Who can truly comprehend all human fate rests in His hand?
Last days are unlike the ages of grace and law. It's work done outside Israel and among the Gentiles. It's the conquest of them before God's throne, so His glory can fill the universe. So creatures on earth can pass on God's glory to all nations and generations. So all creatures suffering on earth. The time is up, God will vanquish Satan. He'll take back his glory and souls that are his. So those hurting souls will escape suffering. This will conclude his work on earth. God will no longer become flesh on earth, nor will his spirit work upon the earth. He'll do just one thing: remake mankind, a mankind that is holy, his faithful city on earth. Oh, the work in the last days is the work of conquest. The last days are the end of the whole age, the end of God's management plan of 6,000 years, and the end to man's many long years of suffering on
God himself is life and truth, and his life and truth are intertwined. Those who gain not his truth gain not life without receiving the guidance and support of his truth. Man is left with mere letters and doctrines. Man is left with death. God's life and truth are intertwined and ever present. If you know not the source of truth, you receive not the nourishment of life. Christ of the last days brings life and carries enduring and everlasting truth. This truth is the path that man must walk to gain life. It is the only path to knowing God and receiving his approval. To ignore the path of life brought by Christ of the last days is to forsake the approval of Jesus and turn yourself away from the kingdom of heaven. You become a puppet and prisoner of history. If you gain not the provision of life, you surely possess not the truth. You are merely putrid flesh, just empty imagination and fruitless ideation. Christ of the last days brings life
is the only path to knowing God and receiving His approval. The words in books are not life. The records of history are not truth. The old ways of the past are not the records of the words God speaks today. The truth is expressed only by God on the earth and God among men. He expresses God's will and His way of working. People shackled by history and bound by doctrine, chained by regulations, will never gain life or the path to life everlasting. What they have is nothing but 1,000 years of history and doctrine like dark, stagnant pools, which are not the water of life from the throne of God. And those who drink not from this water shall shamble as corpses forever, as thralls of Satan, as the sons of hell. Christ of the last days brings life, carries enduring and everlasting truth. This truth is the path that men must walk to gain life. It is the only path to knowing God and receiving His approval. Christ of the last days brings the way to eternal
How significant is God's saving work, more important than all other things to Him. With purpose, plans, and will, not just thoughts and words, He does everything for all mankind. Oh, how significant it is, God's saving work for both man and Himself. How busy God is, what effort He makes. He manages His work, rules all things, all people, never seen before, at so great a price. In His work, God reveals to man, bit by bit, what God is and has, the price He's paid, wisdom, power, all His disposition. No matter how hard the work, no matter what obstacles, no matter how weak and rebellious man is, nothing can stop God, nothing How close is God? What intimacy for the ones He chooses to manage and save. In this universe, who else ever has such an intimate relationship with God? In His heart, they are most important, and He values them above all. How they hurt God, how they disobey, even though He's paid such a great price for them. Tirelessly God works, no complaints, no regrets, knowing someday humans will be moved by His words. They'll wake up to His call, recognize Him Lord of all, return to His side. No matter how hard the work, no matter what obstacles, no matter how weak and rebellious man is, nothing can stop God, nothing's too hard. Nothing's too hard. God created all things, and so He makes all creation come under His rule and submit to His dominion. He commands all things, controlling them in His hands, living things, mountains, rivers, and man must all come under His rule. Things in the skies and on the earth must all come under His dominion. All must submit without any choice. This is God's decree and His authority. God created all things, and so He makes all creation come under His rule and submit to His dominion. Everything is commanded by God. He orders and ranks all things, each class according to kind, and by God's will allotted their positioning. Things in the skies and on the earth
authority. No matter how great a thing is, it will never be able to surpass God. All things serve God, created mankind. None dare defy or make demands of God. Man, a creature of God, must also keep his duty, whether the master or ruler of all things. However high his status, a small human under God's rule, he still is an insignificant human being, a creature of God. Never will he be above God.
When God's work is over,